That's right, all of my YouTube amigos. That's the Baja van. That's the living sheep in Baja van that I won this garden show with. That was usually the kind of thing where you had to do all this foo-foo stuff to win it. I went in there and threw a bunch of Mexican beer balls all over the ground and put a bunch of cactus in and palms and a Baja van with a surfboard and a shark bite out of it. And I think I won because of the wolf. See that? Yeah. Anyway, that was many years ago. That's what got me my HGTV garden show. I'm trying to reestablish it here. I already established it once on the other end of the nursery, but then we bought this building, which I slowly fixed up. Look at my Charisia, not to change subjects. Look at that new growth against the red. That's Chipotle paste stucco color. I labored long and hard about what color to do the building. But anyway, I've been lingering on this project for a while, and I'm inspired today to add one more component to it that's vital, and that would be a mango tree. I didn't really have a mango tree in the original plan that I drew years ago. This is the original plan. And look, like right there behind, that's the van. Remember, that's the van right there. Right behind the van, there's supposed to be a lime tree, and there's supposed to be what was going to be a lemon tree. And I said, you know what? A lemon is not that sexy. So what I did was I crossed out lemon, and I wrote mango, because I bought this mango from my supplier, and because it was the biggest one there. It was super awesome looking. But then what I didn't know is it had some serious bark damage on it. You can see, it's kind of interesting and intriguing. See here? Something chewed on the bark from here all the way down, even up in here. Luckily, they left cambium in the back here on the stake. I guess they couldn't get to the part on the stake, so they couldn't eat that part off. It's probably some rat. So anyway, what's going to happen, and it's already starting to happen, is this will heal itself and start curling back over. They'll curl back over. But I don't really want to sell this tree to anybody because it's just like not the right thing to do, even though it's still the most beautiful tree in the nursery. So what do you do with a tree like that? Let me give you a hint. You cross out lemon and you write mango. And you plant it right back here. That's where I'm going to plant it, right back there. Right next to the Baja van. We're going to fix this thing up. You'll be able to hang out in here. Maybe someday we'll get a little brew pub in here and have beers inside of the van. But one thing I also wanted to show you about this video, this is a variety of mango we sell. And the guy I buy it from doesn't even really have a name for it. I think he called it Corriente once. But he says it's basically just a Mexican mango, and there's no such thing because they're all from India. So anyway, whatever. I just kind of go with the flow and say, great, I'm happy, thank you. Thank you for these beautiful trees. And the thing about it, though, I don't know if it's the strain of mango he's growing or how he's growing it, but he is making an incredibly tough plant for me. And it's really hardened off, and it's really fantastic for Northern California. I haven't gotten the fruit off it yet, but I'm going to soon because there's flowers all over this one. And it's actually a seedling grown, which is one of the reasons that it's so vigorous. Seedlings of everything are much more vigorous than any kind of grafted plant. We also sell grafted varieties of 5-gallon, 7-gallon, 15-gallon mangoes. They're brought in from Florida. You know, they're a little weaker. It is what it is. You know, you got to baby them a little bit more. Just the fact that they're grafted, you've basically taken the head off of one person and put it on another person, and you expect that person to function as well as a person that never got their head cut off and switched from someone else. Well, that just wouldn't be the case, right? You wouldn't expect that. So you can't expect a tree that's had its head cut off and put on another tree to behave and be as vigorous as the original seedling. But so the great thing about mangoes is that they have like a diploid clonal sort of fruiting mechanism that allows them to be sexually mature pretty much right away or very soon after planting, unlike avocados could take a decade, and also be a clone of the parent. And so some mangoes are like that, some are not. This one is. And this one has a nice leathery, tough leaf, real leathery. Now here is a younger version of it. So obviously the big one is flowering. You're like, yeah, well, that's been in the container a long time. People say, well, I don't want to buy the little one because, it's not going to flower. Well, look. Here's a 5 gallon, typical 5 gallon we sell. Check it out. There it is, blooming right there. So what does that prove? That proves that you can get your 5 gallons to fruit pretty quickly. These are much more vigorous than the cloned grafted varieties. So I thought I would be the best example to plant this thing. We'll have a mango tree growing over the van. That's going to be something spectacular. I really got to get rid of that tarp. It looks terrible. Because you want to test it here. You don't want to sell it to your customers until you yourself have proved that it can do well, even here in windy Bayfront Richmond, like I did with my Reed avocado. Reed avocados aren't supposed to thrive in the Bay Area, right? But we all know, if you've watched any of my videos, that that is a lie. And the aguacate does great here. So now I'm going to prove that myself with this mango tree. So when you come down here, I want you to come, BYOB until we get the brew pub going, and go hang out in the van, look out the window at a mango tree growing on the back side of the van. I'm going to plant this thing today. I'll give you a little picture of it once I have it over there. Okay, so what we have here is I've created an upraised situation. The plant is barely in the prevailing grade. We have really heavy clay here, just like everywhere else in Northern California, pretty much. And so I put a little retainer, a little rock retainer behind the wheel of the van to keep the dirt off the van. And we have our beautiful avocado now. No, it's not an avocado, it's a mango. I had you fooled, didn't I? So look at the beautiful coloration, the green on blue. You see lots of these mangoes growing in Baja. This is a Baja beach theme. So I think we've achieved our goal. And we will truly achieve our goal when this thing is just dripping with big fruit and people say, he's right, you can grow mangoes in Northern California. So something noteworthy to mention here also is that the tree aesthetically is going to look really good growing over the old rusty van. And hopefully eventually it'll be this whole canopy over the van. And it'll look like that was the spot to park under the mango tree on the beach in Baja. But the other thing that's happening is anytime you have a structure of any kind, it's going to help with wind protection, heat buildup, even frost protection because it's not going to be open on one side. So it's actually going to get a little bit of protection from the van. And so just like here with a van, if you plant your mangoes right next to a building, especially if it's a south faced or west face, or third place would be east face, last place would be north face. For the heat buildup, there's no heat buildup on north face unless you're in the southern hemisphere where things are opposite and the water in the toilet bowl goes the opposite direction. But anyway, anytime you can get protection next to a structure, that is a good thing. And in this case, we have used the van for that purpose. I think it looks super fantastic next to the van. And look at all the beautiful flowers it has this year. Hopefully this will be the testament to the future of growing mangoes in the Bay Area. Be able to come down here, see this thing dripping with mangoes, and be like, yeah, I believe Gary when he says that mangoes can be grown in the Bay Area.